Hello, people of the internet. It's your boy Skinny Penis with another fresh replay, and we do be uploading the high damage Conde game, even though it's just a Conde, but maybe gives us the opportunity to talk a bit about the super ship nerfs. Actually, I never played super ships, or I didn't make a video on super ships in the first place, but also not after they nerfed them. Since Annapolis and Conde received further nerfs. Like a half a year ago. And yeah, we can generally talk about super ships and their popularity. First thing you notice, this is pretty much primetime EU on a weekend. And the matchmaking already turns slightly fucky with the super ships in the queue. Only 2 BBs, lots of cruisers and DDs. To be fair, good one here because it's only surface ships. I don't technically mind subs or DDs and cruisers that much. I mean, the cruisers are still something you can fight, blow up one shot. I mean, actually, your burst is meant to blow up DDs and cruisers, not battleships. So yeah, still fine for me. But you will see if you play a lot of super ships, you get a lot of double sub carrier games, tons of DDs. Very few battleships in one game, then suddenly 6-7 BBs in the next game. They're already fucking with the matchmaking on EU. NA is in a completely different state. You basically want to dodge super ships as much as possible, unless it's extreme prime time, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. You don't really want to play super ships at all, because you may end up in a small game, no matter if you play or no matter what class you play. If you play super carriers on NA, in my opinion, your account should just be removed from the server, or you should be forced into co-op or something, because you're like intentionally griefing the matchmaking, because super carriers on NA always force the small game basically at this point. The player base just doesn't support them anymore. You can see here, it was actually one of the craziest non-burst volleys or normal volleys I ever had. 7-sit volley on an Edgar, quickly one-shotting him, and then the burst was like one shell killed him. Like pretty useless burst. But yeah, you will see here, it's 3 super ships, and this flank plays 3 super ships into me, and I have the Devastation. People that watch the stream may remember that this Devastation is a secondary spec with IFG and no tank skills at all. He will run out of heals later on and die, and obviously will also lose the game, but it's going to be obscenely high damage and kills. But yeah, in this flank you can see why I personally, for example, don't really like super ships. For me, it's not really a challenge. I only play them if I'm really like annoyed and I don't want to think that much and just want to kite with something. So Clausewitz and Conde are the best options because you can just mindlessly kite away and pump obscene amounts of damage. Another thing why I don't like them is they're glass cannons still, but like I get overmatched everywhere, even in a Conde. But then again, we all have troll sits, so like the super cruisers, as you can see here, they don't citadel each other very well. I mean, Conde and Annapolis have an easier to hit sit than Clausewitz, but to be fair, I mean, Clausewitz super troll sit, Conde, Annapolis both space sits, even Edgar has space sit. So like a lot of cruisers suddenly don't citadel at that mid to long range, whereas BBs still overmatch click all those cruisers. So like the same design philosophy than with any other tier 10 cruiser these days. Tons of DPM, tons of damage output, kite focus chips, but no armor. So like it's always a straight up HP trade if you go into most of the battleships. So yeah, even if you play the most broken super cruisers, you may still get fisted, or you probably still get fisted close to medium range by battleships for free. Also something like Colombo really don't care about your armor. Had game before this where a Patrie and a Colombo clicked me twice, Patrie once, and I lost like 60k of my HP. Or 55k, and when I healed I had like 13-14k left, and that was at 16-17 km, like I wasn't even that close. So yeah, pretty wonky design. As said, would rather like to see them put some armor on these cruisers and get rid of the obscene burst fire that one-shots people, the obscene DPM. But like completely spastic anyways. They nerfed the burst on Conde, but increased the base reload, decreased the base reload by a flat second on EU. Leicester didn't do that, by the way. And then later on, they just removed a bunch of radar duration from Anna, which doesn't mean anything because Anna has such obscene DPM plus the burst that you kill everything in your radar anyways, or should be. But they removed a lot of HP from Anna and also HP from Conde. So yeah, you're only on 63.9k with survivability expert and the flag now. If you played, for example, on Leicester, you were still over 70k HP, so you're way more survivable. But Leicester didn't give it a second reload buff, so yeah. I don't know. I'd rather see survivability over DPM, but that's just me. As you can also see here, you're just sitting in Kite, playing Lighthouse build, farming down ships. I mean, on this flank, as you can see with the Edgar early, the Clausewitz still on the island, the Los Andes came in, there's a fat Hanover that also runs fire prevention, which by the way, you can see how long it actually takes me to kill this man and how much damage I actually farm out of him. Funny, because first of all, my Devastation is too incompetent to deal damage to this, but also the moment he runs fire prevention and he gets more heals out, I farm like 160k out of him, which by the way shows you like if people are half decent, you actually farm more damage out of them. But I also lose the game because of it. I mean, the Hanover is going into me, the Los Andes, they're pushing me off the caps into the corner, far away, and I'm already edging like their effective ranges. Like, I mean, staying 14-6 to a Hanover is already a bit sketch. Like, that's like as close as you can be without losing tons of HP. And I will also turn it back earlier into the Los Andes, but I still lose massive amounts of HP. They push me off the caps, and that's also like a main reason why we lose, even though I get a lot of damage and a lot of kills. But yeah, to be fair, sometimes I just want to shut my brain off and then, like, yeah, play Kite Conde. I also randomly run it with a Consumables mod, which isn't ideal. You want to run the rudder mod, to be fair. Consumable mod kind of fun because on Conde you get like longer speed boost, longer hydro. The heal improves as well. Like if you eat pen and fire damage, you get 10% more healing. And the reload booster actually lasts 1.5 seconds longer, which is also kind of interesting. But yeah, normally you would run the rudder thing. But yeah, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really change much about the ship. Conde definitely like probably second strongest kiter in the game. But it retains a lot of repush and also like a lot of say burst fire against flat broadside cruisers, and DDs that fuck up because you get the burst and the reload boost and you get the speed. Like the ship is extremely fast, especially also if you run Obonieu and you get potential damage. You can go up to like over 50 knots if you get like 4 million pot damage. Like I would say it's like the second strongest kiter, but most likely for randoms like better than Clausewitz. Clausewitz would be the strongest kiter because it's just unkillable in kite, it pens everything, but it's sadly only kite focus, like you don't really want to push with it. Then again, the 7km Hydro on Clausewitz also kind of funny, so like doesn't really matter which one you play these days. Clausewitz will deal more damage though, because of the penetration only. Both ships still disgustingly overpowered. Clausewitz in the beginning, or so I thought nothing special, but it is fucking ridiculous, the Clausewitz, because it just gets this 50 dex, so when you're at mid to long range kited, nothing really kills you. Clausewitz super strong, and then obviously the strongest cruiser, super cruiser overall would probably be Annapolis, for obvious reasons, like double, kind of double the DPM of a, effective DPM of a Des Moines, because you use 4 guns, Des Moines you mostly use 2 guns. You can kite better, the armor is better. I mean, you run reload mod, not ledge mod, so obviously you have a straight up better reload even on 2 guns than Des Moines. But you get this incredible burst, yeah, just probably, or I would say also because of the utility, the strongest of the cruisers. Also has better concealment than Clausewitz and Conde. But like if you just go for damage and kiting, Clausewitz and Conde are like the easiest to play and the most effective. Obviously also have better arcs on both, you can shoot better from range. Yeah, as you said, repushing here. Here I fuck up a burst, sadly, he just magically slows down flat. And yeah, the game will go on for a while longer, we're already on 300k. farmed out 2 battleships by myself, killed the Clausewitz, or I will kill the Clausewitz and by myself, and I also kill the Edgar. It's also going to be obscene amounts of DPM. Also here you get the 8% speed boost first. You can stack that, you can get every 2 million potential, you get another 8% speed. I already had like, I think I had a game with 6 million pot. It was meaningless that I was that fast in the end of that game, but 4 million pot if you're at range and a lot of BBs keep shooting you with AP but are really bad at aiming, they can magically give you like 16% base speed boost and then you still pop your own on top, so like you become pretty fucking funny. But yeah, in this game also, like, to be fair, the Consumables mod did have some effect and impact because the heals are all just stronger. Like I got shot at by HE a lot as well, or like secondaries. Like the Consumables mod, weirdly enough, actually giving me a bit of value at least. Would still run the rudder. I just do it for fun, or like because I don't know. It's like a meme. Reload booster lasts longer. Brr, brr. Funny extra reload. Nah, I mean you can do kind of whatever, but rudder mod is more effective. Yeah. Going back to super ships, I personally think the concept is obscenely flawed, and it also failed. I think you can tell it failed now. They're just not popular enough. Some super ships are just like virtually ignored by people. PMO is ignored, like no one plays that thing. Devastation is kind of like very limited in it. I mean, like Devastation also doesn't do much more than just be a fatter, more tanky Conqueror. Even the gun DPM on Devastation and Conqueror is basically the same. Just saying, it's not that much higher on Devastation. The thing is, you can basically just run Furious more consistently because your HP pool and heal and stuff is just higher, so you need to eat more penetrations to die, therefore you can let fires tick more, slightly more. Yeah, they're ruining matchmaking. It's crazy. I think the DDs and the cruisers, I mean, okay, like DDs and battleships seem to be doing it the least. The cruisers also. The super CVs, they can even ruin matchmaking on primetime EU sometimes. There's just like no one playing super CVs. I think that's incredible that they even keep them in the game. I think at some point you just have to draw the line and just remove them, honestly. I am not a fan, or like it's not in the greater yeah, it's not in the greater good, or not for the good for the greater good, that there's individual spastics that are either sea creatures and torture you in a super carrier while you get a complete bot, and or you have random people being able to completely grief matchmaking and you're forced into such a match. I mean, hell, there's even people, because you're allowed to take multiple super ships, or like as many super ships as you want in a div. There's even people out there that run a super carrier with 2 additional super ships to intentionally force a 6v6, 5v5, 7v7, 8v8, and then have 3 super ships in their matchmaking so they can basically fake their win rate. That is something that works, by the way. If you run a triple super ship div with a super CV, you always force a small game just because they're not really, unless it's super prime time. I mean, they do it like at night or early in the day, stuff like that. And you get like small games on purpose so they can fake their win rate. I mean, it has to be stopped. Like, it's, I mean, there is no big upside to run certain, like, there's just like no one that plays super CVs. Come on. Like, you're not even making money with it. It's just a bunch of C server criminals and Blunicum spastics that run that thing because they're too handicapped to make or have good stats in surface ships, or they're too, I don't know, dented to make surface ships work properly, so now then they run super carriers to have an easy time. Whatever, I think it's a failed concept, shouldn't exist. I have like less of a problem with the super BBs, cruisers and destroyers. The super DDs are unironically the only thing that is even balanced about all the super ships, because the super DDs, they're not broken. Like, I mean, Zurki is the only one that is debatable, and Kunming maybe, because Kunming just doubles down on this. I either tore what's in front of me to shit, or I can't really do much. And or like if there's like a gunboat or an Ozen Raider, you're kind of fucked. But if there's 50 BBs without hydro, then you just torture them. People just also run off screen the moment they see you. But technically it's also fine, like people don't do much with it. But it's also so uncommon because no one wants to play it that it's also like kind of failed. Zorki is kind of the least played super ships in general. I checked in the recent months. Like, no one wants to play Zorky. I mean, it's super boring. It's the easiest kite open water DD because you like never die. It's basically old Kaba. You get the maneuverability and the DPM, and you get 10 km torps again, and you get a heal, and you like never die in that ship. So yeah, here, by the way, I forgot that I have no torp tubes on the left, so this is gonna become a very awkward, let's say, engagement. I also, for some reason, don't disable his turrets here. Like, I will shoot them one more, and like, I mean, I overpen the turrets, so, like, it's kind of weird. I thought Guden turrets, they would eat. If I had torps here, I would have killed him without losing so much HP, so I could have maybe had a better chance afterwards to actually kill some stuff, because the Napoli wouldn't have been able to kill me. Right at the end. But yeah. Super DDs, I mean, stuff like Dalarna, Yamagiri, Humphrey, they're actual, like, logical continuations of their tier 10s, and they're not too broken. They're not broken at all. They're just like, yeah, they would be technically a tier 11, and it would be fine. The cruisers, most of them are just over the top busted. The battleships are all kind of wonky. I mean, like, some of them are okay-ish. Like Hanover and Ucha maybe. The others are like kind of very obnoxious, especially to fight for cruisers. But yeah, the super carriers, in my opinion, are the issue, and I hope and pray that they don't get the grand idea of actually introducing super subs to our server as well. But yeah, we'll see. Big damage numbers, big kill game. We'll actually get an E in a loss. First time I made that happen. John already said he made it happen. It's actually quite funny. E, very efficient, yeah. Sadly, my team inted it down hard. As I said, secondary IFHE Devastation with only 3 heals, no tank specs, no nothing. He ran out of heals. He only tanked 205k damage. Or received 205k damage, which already tells you he was lacking heals. And also pre-healed probably, too early. So yeah, we will lose this, obviously. I mean, I basically grinded everything I could out of my ship here. I'm out of all reload boosters, out of all heals. Last speed boost is coming up. I mean, I didn't need a hydro there because I was in kite, right? So no specific need to hydro over there. But otherwise, I basically got everything out of my ship. My second torp tube is also cooked, giving us a nice little opportunity to mold about the fact that main armaments on surface ships are permanently destructible, while carriers and subs don't lose their main armament forever. Thank you, Wargaming. Thank you, Wargaming. You're really good at designing games. Amazing, amazing. And AA, obviously the counterplay, right? Like AA, but also secondaries, main guns, and torpedo tubes, all destructible on surface ships. And if I play wheelchair classes like subs and CVs, it's fine. Thank you, Wargaming. Thank you. You really know what the fuck you're doing. Nice. Here, you have a little greed moment. Actually, a lot of people like, I don't know, somehow forget that that thing has burst. I guess people just, I mean, you know that a lot of randoms also just misuse the burst a lot. So people are not really watching for it that much. But yeah, you just like burst the guy out. That's what it's designed for, right? Like DDs with HE and cruises AP flat. Or you equalize trades. If you lose like too much HP, you go down to 0 HP. Right before you die, you just send a nice little burst into the enemy, so you equalize the trade and most likely take him with you. Mechanic is dog shit. Well, I don't like it at all, but hey, we're given it since years. Like, they nerfed the burst, it's still broken. Like, they nerfed the dispersion. They removed the burst shot on Anna. It's still broken. Whatever. Just let Wargaming cook, I guess. Yeah, just wanted to feature it because it's extremely high damage in non-arms race. There's also only 2 PBs. Funnily enough, both PBs went into me, so I got all the damage out of them, which was nice. But I also obviously got a lot of damage from like cruises and stuff. Sadly, no Citadel here. Could have been a nice 8 kill in the Death Strike here on the Napo. Probably like 15k more even. I did what I could. Some days you lose. I don't even know where the fuck I got this torpedo hit from. Ah, the Guden, because I switched the sides. Yeah, true. There you go. 454k damage. Quite a lot of fires. To be fair, not even that many fires if you think about Cerberus, if you think about the buffs on Yinan. If you think about certain other gun DDs now that spam fires or spitfires, not even that many fires, to be fair. Like you can breach 20 on other tier 10s quite, or like on tier 10s even quite easily. So yeah, fire chance, it's strong on this one, but I mean, they're going overboard with HE spam and fire chance on tier 10 already. But yeah, even got a cap, got some citadels, you know how it is. Got a nice 47k hit on the Edgar early with the 7 sits in one go. Team score, as said, like it's an E and a loss, 267, more base than the other guys. Sometimes you lose. This Devastation and everything below there, maybe not the best. It's funny, the game featured 870k damage in the entire team in total. I did 454, which is more than half of the damage that the entire team did. And if I remember correctly, we only had like barely or around 100k on the Devastation and the Daring. And then the next closest was 50k on something, and everything else was 30 and then 20 and below. Like no one dealt damage, everyone inted. Obviously, that's what you need, right? A long, drawn-out game where your team is obscenely vegan, and the enemy team lets itself get farmed over and over with heals and stuff from you. But what you can also see here is the same way my Devastation and Annapolis are bots and didn't do much. Like the Annapolis did, if I remember correctly, 30k, 35k. He must have killed a DD to be that high. Like those didn't do shit. The Hanover, the Clausewitz, the Edgar, you saw them. They went into my flank. I could basically kill them for free. I mean, sure, I always lose some HP to battleships because this guy was spec'd correctly for tanking. So it took me a while to kill him. But yeah, not the best players either. So yeah, can kind of cheese a lot of damage or wins into these super ships if you know what you're doing, because you're most likely getting the benefit of having a complete idiot in the enemy team super ship. For some reason also like a lot of Edgars and Annapolis that just int it down, Clausewitz that sit AFK and don't do anything, Condes that game at turn. Like the super cruiser players are just so bad. So like if you run a good strong super cruiser, you're going to have a lot of extra wins, let's say. But also you're required to do a lot of damage kills and carry. I mean, if you can't do that, then please don't touch them, in my opinion. There's no point in it. Also, the super cruisers are not really like this auto play where you just play a broken ship and it deals damage on its own. As I said, like they don't have armor. Like they just have troll armor against cruisers because they get spaced armor, so other cruisers really don't sit you at reigns unless it's like a Stalin. And even that overpens and gets trolled. Like, you still get overmatched by the BBs. You still eat sap from a Colombo. So, like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's not that free. And if you only sit and kite, you're probably not doing enough to make super cruises worthwhile. But yeah, you can see, surprise, surprise, BBs that keep themselves afloat net more damage. Very interesting. Actually, very little fire damage, by the way. It's mainly AP and HE. You can use the AP quite a lot on BB broadsides, cruises, obviously. Like, especially BB broadside. Like, you fist with AP. It's obscene damage as well. Like, crazy AP. I mean, it's 12 Henry shells going into a broadside. It's very good pen. 64 out of that, 59 out of the Elios Andes. Then you see the Clausewitz basically got fisted by me. This guy got one shot. Miasma bit. Here I also used the burst, which made me pen this guy because it's 50 mil, and with the burst you pen 50. This guy getting bursted, and I did actually 30k with my burst on it, with only penetrations and overpens. If I would have gotten sit, you had like 45k. I would have had like nearly 470 with an extra kill. Sadly, it's Annapolis, so yeah, as I said, the cruisers these days, they get troll armor, spaced armor, turtlebacks against each other. But if I'm a Patri in that situation and this guy turns that flat, I'll probably one-shot him. Yeah, 111k damage received. That is also like a bit higher than it should be because of the Consumables mod. But yeah, hope you liked it. Sadly, like the Napoli game, a loss. Sometimes you do lose. See you in the next video. I hope I summed up my opinion about super ships quite easily. I don't really think they should be in the game anymore, maybe removed. I think it's failed. I don't like them that much. It's just mindless farming, and as you can probably tell from my streams, I'm not even playing most of the super ships at all. Like 2 cruisers, maybe like 3, maybe it's like the Conde, the Clausewitz, and then maybe Annapolis here and there sometimes. But yeah, see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Adios, boys.